the meeting for April 16th. We're going to start off with Mary coming up to the public and the four-way test.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The four-way test are the things we think, say, or do. Number one, is it the truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And our
Okay. I'm inspired by us. We Rotarians. We are unshakable optimists. I believe we are. We believe in a bright future for our community and our ability to build it together. And here are two quotes that I thought matched our purpose. Do all the good you can for all the people you can in all the ways you can as long as you can. And that was from John Wesley. And our last one, it had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. Leonardo da Vinci.
That was awesome. Okay, we have you visiting. Do we have more cars left? No, okay, they're sold, full house, so it's wonderful to see. We have some visiting. We have no visiting experience unless somebody is here that I have not seen. I try to touch base with all the people that I have. But we do have some people who are non-Rotarians or speakers. We have Doug Bradley here. Hello, Doug Bradley. Welcome. We'll talk a little bit with him. He'll be our speaker today. We have Dan Buck and Griffin Storm, who are here to give a little presentation on our Porch Fest promotion. And John Salisbury, who is going to be who is a future member, came today. So it was wonderful to see him join us. So I thank all of you. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I think so. Who did I miss? Oh, silly me. And of course, we have our Illinois Valley student himself and Eric Bacon, and I'm assuming that you are Braden's parents. So they're here, and Lisa will introduce them shortly, very shortly. As what we're doing today is we're going to skip the announcements until the end because we have a lot on our plate. And so I'm asking of time today. We're going to start off, and I'm going to have Jody come up and induct our new member, Becky.
I'm gonna have a big voice, but. Well, I am so pleased to be able to introduce our newest member, Becca Martin, who I am very thrilled to nominate to become part of our Gateway Rotary. Becca's a Grants Pass native, just like me. And being a native, she's very connected and very connected and committed to our community. Sorry, get a chat with her. When Becca started her banking career, she worked for me at Valley of the Road Bank out in Merlin. I've always liked Becca, so when I was interviewing people for replacing me when I was going to be retiring, and she came in, it was a no-brainer. She was the perfect fit and the best candidate that I could ever have chosen. Cry again, it's over. But anyway, I couldn't have been happier to have hired her as my replacement. Becca had some years of working outside of banking. She'd been in insurance, she'd been in human resources, she'd been in mortgage lending, and she'd also helped a friend open a restaurant. So she's had a very good career, but all of those things together just make her a stronger banker, which is what her passion is, and she's now able to be back in the banking field. Becca has 2 grown children from a previous marriage, and she has a new grandbaby. Now tell me, like she looks like somebody who could have a grandbaby.
Definitely old enough, I promise.
I tell you, she just looks like such a youngster. But anyway, she also, with her significant other Matt, they are raising his 2 teenagers who attend Roper High School. she's very, very involved in everything that she does, and especially with the kids. They're definitely a passion for her. Becca is a phenomenal baker. I mean, her stuff is professional. I'm not talking, oh, here, I've made a little cupcake or I've made a little cookie. No, her stuff looks like something that you would find, but by the way, she actually had Becca's Bakery. So that kind of makes sense that it would be so pretty. But she loves to make sweets for birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, that type of thing, for any kind of gathering. And like I said, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy to have Becca in our club. Her lovely personality and can-do personality are going to make her a great fit for Road Gateway Rotary. And I would like us all to join me in welcoming Becca.
All the things that you need to know.
Great.
We're very welcome.
Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you.
Our picture taker needs to make sure they're taking pictures and make sure you here. Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure that we got that. But that's great. I am so excited to get some of your baked goods. It's good to you. It's always nice to have her in the group. It sure is. Okay, now our next is our Service About Self Award. That is our 4-way test. We're looking for people who who definitely follow that rule, especially young people who are hopefully to be future Rotarians. So I'm gonna let Lisa Looney, introduce her. In Illinois Valley High School student so.
All right, thank you. Okay, today we have the pleasure of having Braden LaPorta and his principal, Mr. Latham, and then his mom and dad, Jerry and Amy. Thank you so much for coming and the support of Braden. Braden is from Illinois Valley High School, and if you read the Navigator, he's got a whole thing of what he wants to do. And I was really attracted about him wanting to be a career in secondary education history. And I thought, oh, we'll have really big excitement with that. So here we go, Mr. Latham, if you would introduce Braden for us.
All right, first of all, thank you so much to the Rotary Club of Road Gateway and allowing us to come here and to recognize our students. In particular, we have a great one today. Braden LaPorta is who I'd like to introduce, and the award is Service Above Self, right? And when I think of Braden, he is a very quiet, loving young man that roams through our halls with a smile on his face. And we have something out at Illinois Valley, our core values, we call it living red. And to live red, you demonstrate respect. You always strive for excellence in all that you do. And you also are determined, and the D is determination. And Braden is an exemplar when it comes to what it means to live red and to really manifest our core values in everything that he does. I'm gonna let him talk to you a little bit more about what that looks like in his community service. But he is a phenomenal young man who definitely lives red and demonstrates the values of our school. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of our finest, Braden LaPorta.
Hi, as you heard, my name is Braden LaPorta, and I'm a senior at Illinois Valley High School. I live with my mom and my dad, but I also have an older brother and 2 nephews that are 7 and 4 years old. I was born and raised in Cape Junction. I played soccer and baseball, but baseball is my main sport. I played it my whole life, same with soccer. And for the 4 years that I've been in high school, I got into community service through my parents that are both on the board for Little League and other nonprofits like Spiral Living Center. I also did the Interact Club and leadership when I got into high school, and I also helped with the senior breakfast community service projects. I started when I was really young. It was just what my family did, just going out in the community and helped. My favorite activity was helping with Little League, doing the umpiring and just teaching the kids what I know. I'm still uncommitted to any colleges as of right now, but I'm leaning really heavily towards Willamette. Um, to study history and get a secondary or go get a master's in secondary education. So I can teach back at Illinois Valley, so I can give back to the community that gave so much to me. Um, yeah.
I can tell you certainly follow the Fort best, and I am honored to have you here and show off your son, because we know, and my son played baseball, and we know there will not be youth sports unless there's people like you that step up to do that, so we thank you for that. Great, and we have some goodies for you here, so.
Here's your certificate. And here's your check for $825. And here's your bag of goodies, lots and lots of goodies from everybody's in the club. And you put that on your arm.
Safety, yes, so thank you, and our official photographer is coming around the corner to make sure that she gets a picture with all your goodies. For sure, so I'll head on over to right over there, and thank you, and that's wonderful, so thank you, and, yeah. And I'm gonna take a minute, and I didn't turn around until I sat down and looked up and saw that we had some other visitors too. So we have Sue Densmore and Caroline Brooks, I do believe they're Wednesday Club members, I'm not sure. Yeah, visiting, as well as Coach Reese, who is Illinois Valley's, president, and, yeah, so it's nice to see him involved in the Interact Club as well. So thank you for that. All right, I'm gonna move on because we have something on to do. And I first of all would like to have, just say a little, Dan Buck and Griffin Strong. For those of you who don't know them, they are the face and behind the scenes part of Visit Grants Pass. And you know that we did get a grant for Porch Fest this year, a tourism grant from the city to promote Porch Fest outside of the 50-mile radius. The whole idea is my love of the city of Grants Pass, their love for the city of Grants Pass, and the importance of it. Letting people know what a warm community we have, family oriented, because we know that we're always trying to bring new members, new doctors, all those people into our community, and we really need them to see that we have a lot of family oriented things. So without further ado, I'm gonna have Dan and Griffin come up, and they could have a little presentation, because I've been working, Danielle and I have been working with them. Oh, there we go, Porch Fest. Up there behind me. I don't know if you want to share it, or here, I'll bring the microphone to you. How's that?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Don't provide.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Good to see you. It's wild how many familiar faces there are, and it's super cool. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen you from 2 years. I'd love to catch up. I'm Dan Buck, and this is Griffin Storm, and we are a 100% team that runs this is Grant Pass. We are the destination marketing organization for the city and for the county. And big props to Doug back there, you'll hear from him a bit, who set up the whole organization. We're very proud to be able to represent the city and all it has to offer, county and all that it has to offer. And in case you don't know, and I just gave this spiel to city council on Monday. We've had a lot of things happen in the last 30 years in Grants Pass. And for the longest time, our economy thrived on timber and all of its ancillary businesses and occupations. And we were quite content there, and we did rather well for ourselves. And obviously that went away almost overnight. Then in 2008, we got smacked around again with that crisis. And then in 2020, we got smacked around again with that crisis. And so right now, we're in a bit of a transition for Grants Pass. What does it actually mean to be in Grants Pass? How does one actually make a living in Grants Pass? What is the brand identity of Grants Pass? If you don't know,
the number one driver, economic development driver in Grants Pass today is Health and Human Services. So if you're in that field, you have steady work. And we're driving this engine around that. But outside of that, and right behind it, number two, for Grants Pass and Lisbon County is tourism. People want to come and enjoy our town. They want to come and see what we have to offer. We have a lot to offer. Not to be a technical hunter, but sometimes I think we have low self-esteem because of some of the challenges that we have. And the city leadership and the county leadership rightfully concentrates on putting us in the problems that we have. All of the press that we get nationally is not because of how awesome we are. It's because we have some problems, not unlike every other municipality on I-5. Our job is to take charge of that narrative and to make sure that people understand that it's actually a really great community. It's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to visit here. It's wonderful to live here. And we're working the best way we can to address our issues. I have a pretty good relationship, both of us, Doug as well, with our chamber. And my job really is to say, hey, please come, spend your money, and then please go home. And then come back next month and do the same thing over again. We capture those dollars and it makes our economy stronger. Terry at the chamber will tell you, and we need people to come and stay here and buy homes and build businesses. I say all that to say this. We really want people to come and enjoy what we have to offer, but we want to bring the right people who share our values. If we don't get in front of it and we just do a shotgun approach to getting the most people that we can here, then we wind up with problems that we probably don't want to have. But if we work together, we have a unified vision and a unified direction with all of our agencies and organizations like your own, we can create messaging that brings the right people to our area who may choose to stay here and may choose to operate their businesses here. And so that's why we had an interest in Porch Fest, and Griffin's going to talk about all the numbers and all that kind of things. But when Valerie approached us, said, hey, would you guys be interested in this? Absolutely. We want to support this and what you're doing, and here's why. While tourism is the number 2 economic driver in Grants Pass and Josephine County, the top 3 tourism drivers are food, historic buildings and events, and music. And it just so happens that we have all of those things. Like it's an embarrassment of riches that we have downtown that we can highlight and have people come into town, leave their money here, and go home. And this also happens to be one of those events that doesn't exist or conflict, create friction with any of the other events that we have, as we try to build out a year-round slate of reasons for people to come and enjoy our community and supporting the developers. And I think that's about all I have to say, and then I'll let Griffin take the numbers over from here. We're happy to answer questions after that.
So, yeah, I got the boring stuff, but I'll explain kind of our website. We get 40,000 visitors organically. That's without our paid traffic. So we pitched hosting the landing page for Porch Fest on here on our website because we already organically have that traffic plus our paid campaigns going to the website. And then SEO ranking and everything. So we have a big web presence. Instead of just trying to push traffic to the old website, we wanted to host it no cost, and we have that traffic there.
What else you want? Yeah.
We could just scroll through the page and show what it looks like.
Okay, you want me to
Yeah, if we can just
go to explore? What do you want me to go to?
scroll down.
Just scroll down, straight down.
So yeah, it has the event details, it has the gallery. That first video that was playing was a video we previously shot. This year we plan to film again as part of our marketing pitch. And we'll keep scrolling down. So we have a gallery, and then if you keep going, we are hosting all the spots for sponsors to sign up and then also for artists to participate in everything. Okay, next.
One of the things that we were asked to do is apply our ability to reach people to Porch Fest. We did some research and looked at the current site for Porch Fest, and we realized that we had a real great opportunity to update just the aesthetics, but also get to our 60,000 followers on Facebook, to get to our 20,000 followers on YouTube, to get to our 20,000 followers on Instagram, give them a very friction-free experience, and come and visit and enjoy Porch Fest. So what will happen over the course of the next few weeks is we will launch our campaigns. We'll be creating some new content and updating that. I will be able to highlight some of the music that the folks are already recording. One of the shortcomings of the existing site is it's not really a good way to highlight their music. You can't link to Spotify, for example, on their Spotify libraries. It's easy for us to do on the new site. And they get the full enjoyment of being on the Visitograms Pass site, which exposes them to all the other things they can experience and do while they visit for the weekend, enjoying our resources. That is the short version of what we're working to do. Did I miss anything?
No, I think right now we are working, those of us who are working on the committee are working on getting the new sponsors up so that we'll have the new sponsors. The point is to have it ready to launch in the next 2 weeks, to have it launched out. And like you said, people can get to it. One of the things that we do have also this year is we put together a couple of baskets for people out of town. So we will do, I'm not exactly sure how that sets up, but we have like, we got from the jet boats, a scenic tour, and we got a wine tasting gift certificate. So we went out and bought some of those things that will bring people down to expose them. And I'll bring us, part of this ties right in with the next presentation we have, which is one of the big things that has become more of a thing in Southern Oregon is mountain biking. And that we just opened Dollar Mountain, and our next guest, Doug Bradley, who is, like I said, he's a very big part of this whole destination marketing, because I worked with Doug as we fought through and fought through and fought through to get a destination marketing that was independent from the city of Grants Pass. So it happened. We're very excited about it and look forward to this and all these. And anytime you can go, they always have wonderful things on there that are available that to find out. So thank you for coming, and we will work together. That we're going to follow out some prizes for people to come down and stay with us. Once again, Best Western and Holiday Inn Express, who Doug works with, donated some nights for people to come down and stay during Porch Fest. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're doing. And so thank you very much. And we will be working very closely together here in the future. So thank you. And with that, I'm going to bring up the person that we're talking about is Doug Bradley, who I have had the fortune of working with through all of this tourism part. He has been a big part of the City of Grants Pass. His job, obviously, is working in the hotel business, and he works out of Medford. I don't know exactly what he does, but I know what he does well. And I will say that's true. And he has given a lot of his time to the City of Grants Pass and helping promote, helping getting this destination marketing organization set up, which I think has been highly successful. And then another thing that we really worked on is Dollar Mountain, which, you know, some people call it $1 Million Mountain, because that's what the city paid for it. But, and I will always say this, is one of my biggest selling features of it is, everybody worries about the fire and the homeless and those sorts of things. But if you have it managed by the city, as opposed to a private person who does nothing with it, your chances of having it managed are much higher than if you had just left it as it was. So since we got it, we have had the opportunity to have grants to get it up and running and get it mapped out for mountain bike trails. With that, I'm just leaving it up to Doug. Yes, Doug, not only does he have a passion for his industry, but he also has a passion for mountain biking. So I met him up at the grand opening this last, I don't remember, November 1st. I met him up there and I got to see that, well, no wonder he's in. There he is in this whole thing. He does mountain biking on the side. So come on and tell us about that.
Can everybody hear me okay with the lab mic? Is that coming through? I'll turn it on. Okay. Well, thank you all for having me. I really want to recognize Dan and Griffin, and if you have not seen their tourism presentation, you should definitely ask them back. I'm gonna put a hold into that for you guys. But it not only explains the benefits of tourism, but also the cost of doing nothing, which I don't think a lot of people realize when it does come to tourism. He alluded a little bit of that today. And yeah, and done correctly, I do work here in Grants Pass with the Holiday Inn Express primarily, but also with the Best Western Hotel. I have been in the hotel business for over 40 years and always been involved with tourism because that's just a natural sideline when you work in hotels, because that's a good way to get people coming in with the stay in hotels. So it is a little bit selfish there. And what I'm gonna talk about today is kind of how Dollar Amount came together. And it's gonna talk about all the organizations that came together to make it possible, all of the dollars that went into it, and then the grand opening, and then what it does for us from the standpoint of tourism. And if we could hit the next slide. It's always important for me, I'm the one standing up here talking, I think it's because somebody thought I raised my hand at a meeting, which I did not. But the two people that really put this project on the map is Chad Thorson and Josh Hopkins. Josh Hopkins is the park superintendent for the city, and Chad Thorson, I think, just wanted a mountain bike trail. So that's where we got that from. And next slide. So basic information. In 2019, the city of Grants Pass purchased 446-acre lot of Dollar Mountain. And then in 2020, they did a feasibility study with the parks, rivers and trails and the conservation assistance program. And through that, 50% of the people surveyed were more interested in mountain biking trails than anything else. And the second was 34% with hiking. So trails in communities have turned out to be a pretty big business in many communities. And particularly here, we're kind of wanting to market Grants Pass primarily as an adventure destination to bring people in and then use all of the other amenities. And the Dollar Mountain combines land from the city of Grants Pass, Joseph County, and BLM. And it was made possible by matching funds from the city and grants of $350,000 each, so $700,000 total. Next slide. And here's a breakdown. This particular study, I think, was done by Travel Southern Oregon. This is where it came from. So you can see mountain biking and hiking are the big ones on it. And next slide. And the economic impact. Mountain biking has become one of the most popular sports in the United States and one of the fastest growing. And then a commission studied by the Travel Oregon, they spend 1.5 billion annually on trails. That's what trails generate in spending. So the Oregon Trail networks, just where we're from, are estimated to deliver $7.5 million annually in tourism spending. Now that is all the way from Ashland into even Roseburg. So that's not all money here in Southern Oregon. And Dollar Mountain's a top level destination. And we're hearing now, since the event happened, a lot of people are coming from all over. I was at the gym last night talking to a guy. He's come over here from Medford the last 2 weekends in a row to ride in Dollar Mountain. There's trails in Road River, there's trails in Ashland, and he touted Dollar Mountain as being the best of the trails right now in Southern Oregon. There's a few reasons for that. The ancillary spending in lodging and dining will allow us to kind of tap into that 7.5 million. We will not get all of it, but we should get a large portion of it, particularly for marketing, destination marketing that Visit Grants Pass is doing. In addition to the organizations like the Lottery and Forest Service that come alongside us. Mountain biking, hiking is popular outside of heavy tourism demand. And that's important to realize because June, July, and August, we don't really need any more people coming here. So we try to focus on shoulder seasons. And honestly, for mountain biking, the shoulder seasons are the best. I don't particularly like to ride on the hottest days. I'll show you some slides later that we'll get into to kind of show you what the best mountain biking weather is, but we can move to the next slide. And this is a study that was done by Travel Southern Oregon. Cycling, and the 1.5 billion does include road, gravel, mountain paths, so it's all kinds of cycling. But that's a $1.5 billion spend annually, and that's Travel Oregon was the source for that. And next slide. General mountain bike enthusiast profile. They're typically people that have a good amount of money. Average mountain bike costs anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000. It's a lot of money for a bike. They seek trail destinations around the US and perhaps the world. They have disposable income. Mostly 20 to around 35 years of age, though mountain biking attracts enthusiasts of all ages. And again, they do love to come into communities and spend money, stay in hotels, eat at restaurants, and shop. Next slide. Oh, I was supposed to tell you that I had a little thing before this slide, but I jumped ahead of myself. But as I was talking about the profile of mountain bikers, many mountain bikers, if you talk to them, are liable to show you a picture of their bike ahead of their family, dogs, and that's my bike. So, next slide. And that is me with my bike. So there we go. And what to know, this is kind of about talking about why our trails are so amazing and why they're so high profile. They were built by Harbigan Trails. It's a well-known and respected company. They also designed and built trails kind of all around Southern Oregon and in Oregon. They're all listed right there. And then the trail designers for C2 Recreation and Consulting. Chris Bernhardt and Chris Kamir are the owners. They started that company, and Chris Bernhardt wrote the manual, wrote the standards for mountain bike trails for the International Mountain Biking Association, International. So he's the guy that designed our trails for Dollar Mountain. Yeah. Other group effect. They're ADA accessible, roughly 25 miles of accessible trails. They're designed to reduce hiker-biker conflict. Some of the faster downhill trails, they don't allow people to hike on because that can be a little bit dangerous. And if they are, there's enough turns and stuff to where the bikes have to go a little bit slower. 450 acres owned by the city, has been fire mitigated with a $400,000 grant. So those are just some side notes on that. Next slide. Access and trailheads, originally accessible from B Street, Crescent Drive. Now we have opened up the main access at Highland Loop, and both now have paved parkings, and you'll see improvements to those as we go forward. This is a view, an aerial view of the mountain, of the Dollar Mountain Trail system. And that's kind of where it covers. And it's a lot of trail. And there's more to go. So that's one. Some of the challenges we're having is motorized ATV use and vandalism. That seems to be ongoing, and that has been a problem with those trails. Anything motorized really tears up the trails and causes a lot of maintenance issues. Now that does not include e-bikes or electric bikes. They are allowed, and they do not cause that damage. And of course, wildfires. So those are the three things that we have the biggest issue with. Next one. And on November 1st, we had the grand opening, and it was extremely successful. In fact, it has allowed me to kind of come out. I'm kind of surprised that I got to speak on this a number of times. So the interest in this has really been overwhelming and encouraging for us all. Next slide. And the grand opening was November 1st. This is some of the things that I'd like to count about that. We had close to 200 people turn out for the event. Riders range from ages about 4 to 70 years of age. People from the coast and as far away as Portland were present. And we have representation from Oregon Lottery. In fact, they now have on their webpage a pretty good video, a promotional video for Dollar Mountain, which is amazing. And we had the top story in by news for that day. And here's the Dollar Mountain Project partners. So these are all the people that came together to make this possible. This is kind of one of the most amazing parts to me because it shows what can happen when people work together and get things done. Even though it took 10 years, we did get it done. National Park Service, Oregon Department of Forestry, Travel Oregon, Travel Southern Oregon, and Visit Grants Pass. Those are all of our local DMOs. Dan is Visit Grants Pass. Bureau of Land Management, C2 Recreation Consulting, Grants Pass Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, Grants Pass Bikeway and Pathway Committee, and the Road Valley Mountain Bike Association. So those are the ones that came through. By the way, Tom Thorson is a Road Valley Mountain Bike Association now. And there it is in the Superman cape. I thought we were trying to decide who should cut the ribbon. It should be him because he's been on this forever. And by the way, it was a costume contest. He doesn't really think he's Superman. Next slide. And these are people that were gathered to the outdoors. What I'll point out on this, if you see the mist and the fog in the back, how nice and cool it is, that's perfect weather. That's what we like to ride in. It's just the best. It's not too hot. Because you get a little warm climbing up and then you get too cold coming down. So that's kind of how that is. Next slide. This is an example of a novice trail. Pretty easy. It can be hike, walk. Just take your time on that. And one thing that Dollar Mountain has that a lot of other trails don't is they got two pretty good warm up loops for people to practice on and kind of get warmed up before you start the climbing up the hills. And next, this is an example of what would be a little more technical. Now you start, go down and around there. And I would do this, but I go very slow because I don't want to wreck anywhere. I'm kind of done with that. And what I was gonna say is if you don't think mountain biking is for you, or if you think it's too hard, there's little girls up there all day. We have videos of her just tearing up the trail. This young lady, I think, 4 years old. But one thing to realize is not everybody can mountain bike, but everybody can get out and enjoy the trails. That's kind of why we do it. Though we want them to generate tourism and visitation, these really are for the community and to get people out and enjoying nature. There are a lot of benefits, physical, mental, to being out and hiking and enjoying nature. Next slide. So now what? Future agreements with our federal partners can create another 13 miles of trails. And the trails have already been flagged and designated. And we have more room on city property trails and potential partnership with the county on their adjacent property. Next. And what can you do? Well, you can advocate, volunteer, donate, and most important, just get out there and enjoy. But one of the things I always talk about is tourism. Some people don't like tourism because it brings in a lot of people. It can get kind of funky in that way. We do try to manage against that. Dan talked about that. We want the right kind of visitors, spending the right kind of money, and we want to provide the amenities that attract that kind of traffic. And tourism is the first date with people that will decide to move here at some point, open a business, get a job. Next. And what I hope to get out of this presentation, just awareness. And secondarily, you do invite Dan down to do that presentation for you guys. I do encourage people to embrace tourism for a lot of different reasons. And everything that he will tell you in his presentation will support that. And you will learn why it's great and what happens, the bad things happen next. And next. And I think that's it. And does anybody have any questions that I may not be able to answer?
Yeah, we have to have a microphone.
That's okay.
Right here.
Question. I found it difficult to find parking to take the trail, so I wonder if that has improved. It was several years ago that I went to take the trail, but I couldn't find a parking place.
Well, both locations have paid parking, and the Highland Loop area, which is the main trail now, has a lot more parking. It gets full pretty fast, but then you're not parking for 100 people or anything like that. You should be able to get up and find parking for sure. If it was a few years ago, none of that was there. So this has all occurred like within the past year. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. It's great to see you again. Former tourism, remember? Can dogs go?
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure, but I have not seen anything that do not allow that.
I think it's on the.
Do they have waste bag places like the?
They don't have those. It is not primarily for dogs. It is a trail destination for mountain biking. However, the trails can be used for hiking, walking.
Right, well, I like to do that, but I'm over your 70, so.
Actually, two questions. Thank you. That I didn't know about this. Super exciting. One is if the county, those parking passes work for this
I
particular.
don't think you have to have any passes to park there.
No, but you said it's paid for.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Yes.
And then the other is, I know with multi-use trails, sometimes it takes some management about, what bikers need to do when people are hiking and how hikers look out for bikers. Is there anything set up for that already? Or are you sort of
Yeah,
feeling your way into
they
that?
have mitigated the biker, hiker conflict, which means there's, hike trails specifically for bikes that hikers can't go on. And those are the ones where bikers will be going very quickly down the hill. But yes, they have been separated, so that they do have that safety measure.
And just to let you know, I'm on the Parks Committee, and that's the one thing I advocated for, because I truly believe in the bicycle trails and see what it can do. But I'm a hiker and I'm not a mountain biker, and I don't want to be scared to death getting down the mountain, so, yeah.
And Doug, who would our club connect with that might know of volunteer opportunities within that system for future projects?
The World Valley Mountain Bike Association.
They would be you? Okay.
Yeah, and there's also a trails committee. I can't think of the name of that committee, but both of those organizations really provide most of the maintenance that goes on those trails. Speedo Rito, Reed Beaumont is the trail boss for Dollar Mountain.
Southern Oregon Trail Alliance.
Southern Oregon Trail Alliance, that's it, thank you. He bails me out every time I get up and speak. So I appreciate that.
Are we able to Google or access a trail map?
Yeah, all trails, yeah, it's on all.
I wonder if you paired with any of the bike shops in town for people who might want to, try mountain biking, but not purchase a bike right away, like
Yeah,
that rental.
yeah, Bikecraft, we partnered with them.
They're just on the other side of the river, bike rack.
Yeah, they were there that day. They actually had bikes for people to try out and ride.
You mentioned a next phase with plans and schemes. I didn't hear about the money. Is that coming? Is it a real thing or is it an idea yet?
I don't know. We're working on that. So we don't have anything going set in stone. We're just moving forward. Actually, a lot of the projects on there too. So that will be a second phase. We've got really begun work on that. You see.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. It's very good. I used to be a hiker. And then I had a total left knee replacement. And I'm having a difficult recovery. And my concern, because I'd like to get out there and hike. I can't move fast, okay? And I don't want to get hit by a bicycle. And I want to be doing proper etiquette. So I personally, I like the possibility of taking some use of this, but I'm real hesitant on a safety respect for me, my own safety.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that there's hiker trails, biker trails. Are there any trails that are just hikers?
So they're all built. And what I can say about that, being a rider is riders are very conscious of hikers and vice versa. Hikers are going to be looking out for bikes, and these will be in areas where you can see them or hear them coming. And typically, a biker's going to alert you. And in addition to that, if I go by you and I'm with 3 other people, I'm gonna say 3 more coming. So you're gonna know, we all work together too on those. And I ride on trails all the time. I've never seen any type of an accident or anything, taken out by a mountain bike.
Okay, I live near there, so I've been up there quite a bit, not since the bike trails. But if you go up on a weekday, there aren't that many people, so it's not a problem conflicting with bikes. And I was just looking at the map, it was a little hard to find. And I wondered if at some point, there'll be a map at the trailhead.
Yeah, there's a lot of signage, different things that are being worked at right now to kind of, elevate all of those things. The trail naming was a project that
Right.
went through. I know the mapping being worked on. I think you're working on that, yeah. Visit Grand Pass is already working on a lot of it. In fact, they were really responsible for the success that we had at the grand opening with the marketing and reach that they do.
Right.
Having that organization with the reach that they have, and we have events locally, we just really need to know what a gift that is, so we have it in our community.
Yeah.
So.
And it's good to know that if you're not a completely comfortable hiker, it's very steep. And I highly recommend using walking sticks going up or down that trail.
Yeah, it's pretty hard on a mountain bike too.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, and I would say, I'd love to take my family to Dollar Mountain. I use the B Street because I think that Techno Loop is where a lot more bikers go than the B Street. And the B Street is one that I literally am on the Parks Committee with Reed and whatever, so contact me, I meet with them monthly. And I am honestly advocating for this, for the walker, and I wanna make it very clear, like you said, Jen, I've got knee surgery and I get it. You know, I just don't want someone coming around the corner and just wiping me out, so I will continue to advocate for hikers up there, but I would suggest that you go in that really steep part on the East Street side, they now have a walk around for anybody who's gone up there before. It used to be real steep and there was a real slick part, but now they actually made a side, whatever they call them, so where they're not as steep. So, no, this is just a great thing, and I can't, thank you enough for giving more information and continue to, work with the city and all the wonderful things that you do, so let's keep making a round of applause.
Thank you guys very much. It really was my pleasure. And again, it's just, I'm just beside myself with the amount of interest in public issues we have. So thank all of you for that, and please continue to spread the word for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and like I said, there you can go to the site, find out information, it's a beautiful hike. You get the views that we will not ever see, I mean, I go to Cathedral Hills, it's nice too, but the views that you get up on Dollar Mountain are out of this world, you can see all the way back down the river, you can see all the way over town, it is absolutely amazing. Okay, now we have a couple minutes, so I wanna make sure that we have announcements. Really quick, I'm gonna go through a lot of them, we have t-shirts for sale down there, $15 work ones, $10 Porch Fest. We have a 4 Club Rotary Social coming up. We're really hoping, I just got a list of the Wednesday Club people that have signed up. It's not our list, I'm hoping some of you are signing up. It's on April 22nd, which is next Wednesday, from 4:30 to 6:30 at Tap Rock. It's a $20 fee, but that pays for all the appetizers, drinks of course on us. But it's opportunity to meet with all 4 clubs. So the Wednesday Club will be there, the Friday Club will be there. Hopefully, many of us will be there. And Illinois Valley will be there as well, and I just think it's a great opportunity to meet all the different Rotarians in our community that are all working to do Rotarian things. So I really would hope, I have a couple of slips back here, I have this, I sent it out in an email to everybody. There's a blue code there to go to talk. Yes. Click on it.
Real hard to,
Okay.
you have to write down the.
Oh, do you? Okay, well, I'll leave this back there if somebody wants to try to take a picture of it and do it on this. It took me a couple times, but I got it, and I actually contacted her, she said, "Oh, I'm having problem, but you." So it's back here. So I have a couple of these in the back if you want to take and try this. I also have a couple things coming up. We have a cleanup day, May 2nd. I send that out in the email. I will have sign up back there next week. Rotary track meet. I do believe Rob came last week when I was gone and had people signing for events. We're trying to put together a Rotary pop-up so people who are interested in Rotary might learn more about Rotary, and I'm gonna be there at that pop-up event. I'd love to have other people come and sign up to join me there that day. They have extended the Try Rotary till May 15th, so that might be a good time to get people interested in coming, find out about Rotary. Anyway, so I think that's it. And then on 30th, there's gonna be another sign up to help with the downtown trivia track, but I'll leave it at that. I want to say, we had somebody else, Margaret, one other announcement. So I have some sign up sheets because of the day that it is, and it's time to move out. I'm just gonna put them in the back. You wanna take a look at them before you leave.
Mr. Fishwick asked me to make an announcement about blue bags. You should come. Yeah. He's playing softball. So between now and April 26th, we get a 20% match on any of the bottles that we turn into the bottle drop. So please bring your bags, whether they're full or not, before the 26th. Greg also said, oh yeah, and drink up. Check more bottles, and be sure your bottles weigh, or your bags weigh less than 20 pounds, because they won't take it. Thank you.
I just wanted to tell, we have a lot of visitors here, and we have a newsletter that comes out before the meetings. And if you'd like to get our weekly newsletter, you can sign up for it, give me your email address, and we'll put you on the newsletter. It tells all about the present, or the upcoming meetings and what's going on in our Rotary Club.
And if you go to the Navigator, the paper that I put out there is also in the Navigator. I don't know if it's any easier on that to try to click on the link or not, but is it, yeah, you can go to the Navigator. So all the things that I just mentioned are in our Navigator. But I just want to say, have you heard from me, hear from Steve, because there's a lot going on in Rotary right now. And this is a great time to just get out and get involved and moving.
And you sign up through the Navigator for all these things, or do we need to go to the back?
Well, I don't know if there's a link on there. I know there's a link for the other meeting. I don't know that there's a link. You can just let me know, but I have papers that I can sign up for on the day. May 2nd is the day that we're gonna do the cleanup. That's Saturday. Everything so far I've talked about is on Saturday. So the Rotary track meets on a Saturday. The 2nd is our cleanup on Saturday. Following the 9th is the Rotary track meeting on Saturday. And then the very last Saturday is May 30th, and that's when they're doing the trivia trek in downtown, Grants Pass, and people go around, families go around and get questions, they get tickets and then win prizes. And it's a fundraiser for the Friday coming. So without further ado, why don't Luke's come up and do some happy bucks.
How many of you remember to do your homework for this? One.
I don't remember what the homework was.
Remind us. Okay, we don't have time to do the full blown thing on it today, so I am gonna go just move to Happy Bucks right away. And for the next time that I do this, which is in May, I want you to come up with one small thing that brings you joy. Okay? Jot it down to yourself, because I need to have a number of you do that. Thank you, Debbie, for doing that. This is my A student. Okay, Happy Bucks. Jim.
I'm happy because I'm here. I'm happy because of our presentation. I learned things that I didn't know about Dollar Mountain. I'm happy and I have joy because it's my wife. My wife brings me joy.
Nice.
Well, I'm happy because tax season ended yesterday and we shut the office. And not only that, this was fun because I'm literally going after this, well, as soon as I digest my burger, up to Dollar Mountain to get back on my bike for the first time this spring.
So once a year, my church puts on a lecture for the community and basically talk about what we're praying about. And this year it's Sunday at 2:00 at our church on 10th Street. And it's finding where God is seen and felt. What's church got to do with it? And the speaker is Carol Emra Farkas, who is a Christian Science practitioner and teacher. And so, yeah, that kind of tickles your funny bone, or if you want to see what the inside of our church looks like. I know one former member of this club said when he was a kid, he used to always ride his little bike around the sidewalk because he thought it was like a spaceship. Is that cute?
Hey, some more Happy Bucks out there.
Okay, interrupting me?
Yeah.
Okay. My happy butt is because, well, that's not a dollar. I was lucky enough, because friends told me about them and we went, to go to the PAC for 2 amazing shows. So I'm telling you this because don't overlook what's going on at the PAC. The first one was called Silent Sky, and it was an amazing show, which was not really a musical at all. The second one was Anastasia. And oh my gosh, I had no idea. I'm so proud of our theater and music that's going on at the PAC. Take advantage of it, everybody.
I have 5 happy bucks. One of the things that attracted me to this club
was the number of people who had been in the education business, in teaching or, and so I had five happy bucks to, say, to Principal Lathan, I am very, very happy to say that my son has joined the area teaching capacity. And
Oh, nice.
I moved here from Boston to do that.
Happy Bucks for the Porch Fest t-shirts, a plug for the t-shirts. And a thanks to Tackett and to Greg Millard. So see one of them if you want to get your t-shirt today. They're selling out fast, $10.
I saw Anastasia also, and I absolutely adore musicals, but I love my people and show up, and it was phenomenal. So I'm sorry that you can't go see it because it's over. I saw the last show. So. Thank you for our presenters for being here, and I just want to give the happiest of bucks that Porch Fest does not coincide with graduation. For about a room full of educators, I think you all understand, and I'll actually be able to go. So thank you all for everything, and I just want to give a happy buck for us being able to have a brand new phenomenal member that I know will be able to help us do all the great works that we do. So great job, Rebecca.
Since this program was about tourism, I was a tourist last week, went up to the tulip farm. How many have been to the tulip farm? That is an amazing thing to see. Tell your neighbor, the one that hasn't been there, tell them to get up there. So the tulip farm is in Woodburn, just south of. Yeah, right.
So I have a couple of happy bucks for a getaway this weekend, and some of that freedom comes from Judy introducing me to her pet sitter, so now I have a little bit of freedom. But I'm meeting my little sister. She's out of 10 of us, she's the youngest and 12 years younger than me. But meeting up and going and doing some bird photography in Klamath Basin and hanging and playing games. And I'm donating my old camera gear because I bought new camera gear. So they get all my old camera gear, and I think it's gonna be a fun weekend. So that's my happy.
So I have some happy bucks. Had the opportunity to be in Forest Grove this past weekend, and for two purposes, but one was to tour the high school in Forest Grove's construction training program, something we're going to try to mimic here. They've been building a house a year that they sell to whoever buys it for 50 years now. And it's an amazing program. And so we're hoping to plagiarize as much as them, like what they do here in Grants Pass.
Okay. You want to draw the card? I've drawn the card already, but I do have some happy bucks, and I'm a happy person, and I get the chance to say my happy bucks. Speaking of travel and tourism, this is the 9 of Hearts, is what the winner is. We can start with your cards. Oh, I checked Lisa's cards when I was sitting over there, and he doesn't know that. She had the 7 and the 8 of Hearts, but she did not have the 9. Anyway, I got back from I had the honor of flying into Dallas. My son lives in Dallas and is very happy and is not coming back. So I have to go to Dallas, and he took me after the Bluebonnet Festival, and so I got fields and fields of wild bluebonnet. So that was absolutely wonderful. And then I traveled down with my daughter who lives in Austin. And in Austin, we went to More Flowers, had a great time, and went to Lukenbach, which is a population of 3. And Willie Nelson is one of them, and that's where he lives. And I got to hear his son singing, and it was pretty darn amazing. So what an amazing thing to have that opportunity to visit my children in Texas. Yeah.
Sign off. Can I say one more announcement?
Yes. One thing on the way too, if you're interested in jazz music, there is a jazz festival at, I think it's 6 o'clock fundraiser for the Grants Pass High School Jazz Band and North and South Middle School. So I'm going to that.
Today.
Sorry, I'm late. Suzanne Mueller, our foreign exchange student from France, is, we met her family, they're here in town. So happy bucks for that. And also, this weekend, she does her equestrian competition at the expo so if anybody likes that kind of thing, that's happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And you can ask me for the schedule. Thank you.
For me, just a quick, something to whet your appetite for the next time we get together and you have your joy thing to share. It's been shown that people watching a dog eat watermelon have their stress level reduced considerably. So keep that in mind for the
I
next
will
time
go
you
buy
see.
some watermelon this afternoon. This will take you, Doctor. This is for you, Beta. Here we go. I felt my lungs inflate with the onrush of scenery, air, mountains, trees, people. I thought, this is what it is to be happy. And that's by Sylvia Platt. So go off and enjoy your happiness and have a great week, and I will see you next.
It was Victoria, withdraw the comment. You weren't paying